Hey folks, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to do a check-in in my Budget by Paycheck workbook. It is going to be a check-in and a closeout because it is the end of the month, so let's just grab our glasses and get right to it. Alright, so this month was a no spend month and I didn't do great, unfortunately. I just had some things going on and ended up spending on mostly on the dining out. There were some, people in the house and, I wanted something convenient, so I did some convenience things. But overall, I think I did make pretty good progress on my debt, so I don't feel too guilty about those days where I did have spend days, and those are highlighted in yellow. Everything went through as normal as expected this month. The only thing that did change a little bit was I changed my um, YouTube Premium from a family plan to a single plan, and I went ahead and processed that today. I was thinking about waiting until I don't know, tomorrow or Monday, but the subscription did end. So when I went into YouTube a little while ago, there were ads. So I went ahead and just took care of that. And so, I'll just have to account for that yearly spending in sinking funds for next year. So overall, again, the no spend was not as good as I've done it before, but all things considered, I think I'm in good shape. This was my first paycheck of the month, but I have already closed this out, so I don't need to do anything there. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about what's going on up here in my income. So, for those of you who don't know, my daughter has lived with me for several years. And she is actually getting ready to move, which is why there have been extra people in the house, among other reasons. Um, and so she would typically give me roughly $300 a month for extra expenses around the house and to help support the household. She was pretty consistent with that. A few months ago, my son moved in and he has been going back to school, so he hasn't really had a whole lot of extra funds. But he recently asked if his girlfriend and her son could move in. And so I said yes if we have a rental agreement. So he has begun to pay some rent, and that's what this rent M is. Um, and he and his girlfriend will be contributing to the household when she moves in permanently. And she has been staying over. Um, and I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about collecting rent either. I'm just trying to get them into a habit of knowing that they have expenses that they're going to have to do. And, it is helpful to me. Don't get me wrong. However, uh, you know, if they couldn't afford it, I would not worry about it. So in any case, that's why I have these extra um, inflows is because of my daughter and my son. And my daughter is she's um, getting everything packed up, and she should be moving out sometime mid to late month this month. She's already started moving her stuff over. She owns the house, but she has to have some work done, and also her boyfriend is going out of town, and I don't think she wants to be over there by herself, to be honest. So in any case, that's why that I have the extra inflows, and there should be additional inflows every month going forward, probably September or October. I had a good bit of expenses coming out, and this was the extra one I just talked about, the YouTube Premium, which is a yearly subscription, which I changed over from monthly family to yearly single. Most of my expenses here came out as expected. There were a couple unexpected items. Um, I got a movie that was not in the budget, but it's okay. And then this cash came from up here, so I just have it in my jar behind me. But everything else looked, pretty much spot on. Um, these are all my debt payments, and some of these ones like this, these are debt payments because my card got charged, and I've just been not doing that, credit card float. I've been paying off those charges as they come in so that my balance remains low. And I did something wrong in the numbers here. I don't know why, but it did. And I had to put some money forward because the first part of September is going to be rough. um, it turns out I'm getting paid. I got paid yesterday, which is August 29th, but I don't get paid again until the 16th. And I have a number of bills that are due on the 15th that actually pull. And so I just needed to make sure that I forwarded enough to get through the first part of September. That is why that is that amount. And I was hoping to put about 1,400, but I only put 827.70 extra on the U.S. bank, and this is over what the minimum balance is. It's well, not really, but because I have a special agreement, but it's okay, it's fine. I don't have a problem with that because I'm still going to meet my goal. I'm still going to meet my goal of having my debt paid off by October. I don't have anything to report over here because I'm not really contributing a whole lot to sinking funds, but I believe that's going to change here within the next month or so. I do need to start contributing to some of these sinking funds where I know I'm going to have expenses coming out, notably gifting, pet care, and then travel. Of course, I always plan to do our trip to the beach usually in January, so I'm going to have to start thinking about that as well. All right, let's go into the actual expense tracker. There's not a whole lot that extra entertainment. I did get some food out again for due south, and then I got some Krispy Kreme for folks in the house. Those were considered spend days because I was tracking dining out versus buying food in the grocery store. So really, I counted the dining out as a spend because that's not really a necessity. I did do a little bit of fancy footwork on the numbers to get things to actually post over correctly because I'm putting my payroll in as income in the next month, not this month. So I just had to, when I got my total, I just had to take it out so that it transferred over. And then at the last minute, I went ahead and paid that YouTube premium. So the balance forward, it does match 946.49. These are my sinks. Again, not much to report there because I'm not focusing on that. And then this is the U.S. Bank. My balance is now 2,778.20, and I just need to pay this off by next month, October. And I should have 3 more payments by then. But before that happens, probably what's going to happen is my line of credit, my home equity line of credit's coming through, and I'm going to just pay this off. I think. The amount of money that I would say if I had this through October I think it would be like $100 difference, which is why I thought I would just go ahead and they do a disbursement whether you want it or not, and I thought I would just go ahead and pay this off so I avoid that $71-ish fee for 2 months. And when I did the math, it was roughly a savings of $100 if I do that. So that's probably what I'll do, unless for some reason I have the money in my account before the disbursement. But I've already received word that the disbursement should be in the next 3 to 5 days. So this should be paid off very soon. However, the disbursement for the HELOC, it includes a fee assessment. So the fee was $1,600. So I have to pay that fee that comes with um, the HELOC. So even though I'll be able to pay this off with the HELOC, it's still going to be extra that I'll have to pay off somewhere, just not right here at this, this special, I have a special fee as opposed to the interest, which is, I think 20, now I can't remember, 18.99%. The HELOC is, I'll be doggone, so I can't, 7.1%, I think. I had my mortgage is 2.5%, so every time I get something, it was 7.15% APR. Every time I get something where they're telling me, oh, your rate's going to be 7 or 8 or whatever, I'm always like, wow, that's so high, but it's not really. Because I'm coming off of a mortgage rate of 2.5%. All right, so again, this should be, I don't have any problem getting that paid off by the time I need to. Here's all the payments I made to that card. Again, these small ones are just charges that were on the card and that I went ahead and paid off. So I put a total of $20.68 in there this month. I'm not going to do my monthly net worth tracker here. I think I'm just going to do that inside of YNAB because it's just so much easier. Everything is right there. And I don't think I'm going to do this anymore in this workbook. All right, for the breakdown, everything looked pretty good. The entertainment was a little bit high because, and I forgot to re-add that after I did my on-the-fly thing here. Let me see, 350 minus 477, 82, 127.82. I had some overages, but overall it was fine. Everything ended up adding up the way that I expected it to in the end, and honestly, having that spreadsheet that I do has made this the inconsistencies that occur when I do this almost non-existent. It just allows me to add things up a lot easier by putting all of those things on that spreadsheet and doing some calculations there. This is where I was tracking my spending for food, and I wanted to do the no dining out. Oh, look, cat hair. Oh, that might have been my hair. So here we can see these are the times when I did dining out when I was trying to do the no spend. And that pretty much takes care of the month. Things went mostly as expected. A little disappointing that I didn't have as many no spend days, but it's all good. Again, I'm not disappointed in the amount of debt that I paid off this month. The next video will be the HELOC search video. That should post tomorrow morning, and then after that I will have a you need a budget check-in and reconciliation. It will also include my the net worth tracker, because I'm going to reconcile all of my retirement funds and just go over that number and see how much things have grown. So that pretty much does it for this month, and I will talk to you tomorrow.